Yes guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson Football Channel. It is match preview time. It's another massive Premier League game. Chelsea have had an incredibly tough run of fixtures, and you could argue that this one against Everton is as tough as any right now in the Premier League. Carlo Ancelotti's got his side firing again. Richarlison is firing again on a big level. Before we get into talking about how I think Chelsea will beat Everton tomorrow night, I'd love to ask you guys to subscribe to GBFC if you're new around here and haven't already done so. If we can hit 4,000 likes before the game kicks off, I'll be a very happy man, and you guys will be very happy men or women if you go and join GBFC Selects down in the description. All you need to do is answer 10 questions completely free of charge about the game tomorrow night against Everton. Simple questions, and if you get the most points out of everybody here on GBFC, then you win £1,000. Simple as that. You've got to be 18 plus, terms and conditions apply. Please gamble responsibly. The link is in the description. You guys have been going crazy with them over there on GBFC Selects. There's a lot of you entering and it supports the channel, so thank you for that. Chelsea versus Everton. This is a massive game. You know, Liverpool was a big game, and because it was Liverpool at Anfield, it felt like it was even bigger. But we can't get too carried away regarding the sentimental value of a match, because this one is still worth 3 Premier League points. It's against a team that really have momentum right now, the same as Chelsea do, you know. Liverpool's momentum is going downhill. Chelsea's momentum's going up. Everton's momentum is going up as well, and this is not going to be an easy game. Ancelotti has had a very good season with this Everton side this year. One of the signings of the season is, you know, well, whenever he joined, Ancelotti joining Everton was such a massive coup for Everton Football Club in terms of helping them get towards where they want to be, and being in this top 4 conversation and actually going towards the end of the season looking more likely to reach it is exactly where that football club want to be. And the way they've been playing recently, they've looked incredibly solid defensively. Going forward, they always look dangerous. They've got a lot of game-changing players. They've got Richarlison, who's now got 6 goals in 6 Premier League games, or 6 in 6 games in total. I can't remember exactly what the stat is, but they're playing some really good stuff. And although Chelsea have been very resolute defensively recently, we still haven't been scoring a lot of goals. I feel as though Everton are going to be a bigger test to this Chelsea team than maybe even it was for Chelsea at Anfield on Thursday night. So, without any further ado, I've had a really long think about what I wanted to do with my starting 11 for this game. And I've changed my mind so many times, and I think I'll probably still change my mind as we're going through and making this lineup prediction. But the one that I'm pretty convinced about is Edouard Mendy to start in goal. We talked yesterday in a video about Chelsea being interested in the free agent Donnarumma. I still feel as though, as a free agent, there's not many 22-year-old goalkeepers in the world who are quite as good as Gianluigi Donnarumma, but Edouard Mendy, 12 clean sheets in 22 Premier League games, is a pretty, I was about to say a pretty outstanding. I'd say outstanding is a little bit too superlative right now, but it's a pretty great return for a goalkeeper within his first Premier League season. Kepa got that start against Newcastle, but since then it's been, you know, pretty much standard that Mendy starts in goal, be it Premier League, Champions League, whatever. So Mendy's there in goal, pretty happy with that. He's been doing okay recently. Not had much to do because Chelsea's defence has been so good. We then move into the centre-back 3. And this has been the biggest debate. All week, I go to sleep right behind me right there, beneath the Yes Guys sign. There's my pillow. There's Daria's pillow. It's classic as you like, really. And I'm sat there and I'm thinking, you know what? There's plenty of things you can do in a bed. But thinking about Christensen, Rudiger and Azpilicueta with a little side dish of Thiago Silva is certainly up there with one of my highly productive activities that occur in this little spot behind me. And I was just, all week, I've been thinking, like, Thiago Silva, he's so good. Surely he's got to come back and fit straight into this side. And then I'm also thinking, why would you change a winning formula and a formula that's kept clean sheets against Atletico Madrid, Liverpool and Manchester United in the space of less than 10 days? Do you really need to change that, Mr. Benson? And then I think to myself, well, it is Thiago Silva. You see how this merry-go-round just keeps on going on? But of course, it would be ever so slightly boring if I didn't come to some kind of conclusion. And the conclusion that I've come with is that Thiago Silva does, in fact, come back into the starting 11. And we just see what Andreas Christensen can do playing in the left centre-back role. I'm not going to drop Aspi because I think he's been absolutely huge for us and I think we need his leadership and quality. Thiago Silva comes back centrally and then Rudiger drops down to the bench with Christensen playing left centre-back. If it doesn't work, then I don't know who we blame. Do we say that it's Thiago Silva's fault for coming back? Do we say it was the fact that Christensen's not playing in his favoured role? Or that Rudiger's not even on the pitch? You know, there's so many ways this can go, which is also why I stressed out for so long just thinking, just keep it the bloody same. We don't need to change anything. It's a winning formula. You understand the dilemma that we have here? Let me know in the comments down below exactly who it is that you guys would go with in that centre-back three. And then we move into the two wing-backs. And I've decided to go with the same two that started the game at Liverpool, both Reece James and Ben Chilwell. There could be an argument that we changed this up completely because the Liverpool game wasn't that long ago. It was quite a testing game for Chelsea, so maybe we rest a couple of players with another big game coming up in another 5 days' time against Leeds at Stamford Bridge again. Maybe we go Hudson-Odoi and Alonso for this one, but I think we will go with the same. Reece James and Ben Chilwell. It was defensively solid the other day, and going forward, even though we didn't create too much from the wings, which was nice because it's been pretty much the only way we've created this season, we managed to create more through the middle. I think that there could be more opportunities that Chelsea need to delve into from the wing positions for this game. So, Reece James, Ben Chilwell, very happy with that. We then move into a central midfield two, and this is another tough one. You know, we got N'Golo Kante putting in arguable man of the match performances at Liverpool. You then got Thomas Tuchel coming out in interviews saying that we've got to manage the fitness of N'Golo Kante so that he can start the big games. And then you also wonder, like, surely Everton is as big of a game as Liverpool, if not bigger, because of their form and the fact that they are direct competitors with us again for that top four place. N'Golo Kante's got to start again for me. And I think Jorginho was fantastic in that game against Anfield. I thought it was one of the best performances we've seen from him all season. But Mateo Kovacic as well. It's a very physical Everton midfield. They've got some good pace. They've got players that like to progress the ball in the centre of that midfield, and I think in order to combat that in this game, we need a dribbler in there as well. N'Golo Kante can do it, but I think Kovacic is the best at it, so I've gone with a Kovacic-Kante partnership, and I know that you guys might be saying, you just don't like Jorginho, stop being so mean to him, stop hating on him. It's not that. I'm just thinking about, tactically, how I think Chelsea should line up against our opponents. And I think we're going to need Kovacic's industry with dribbling and getting out of tight situations against a very tight Everton midfield who like to press, and a tight Everton midfield who also like to carry the ball when they have it in possession. So, Kovacic and Kante, but if Jorginho starts, I'm not even going to think about questioning it this time the way that I did before the Liverpool game, because Jorginho has given me an entire cake of humble pie, not just a slice. So we then move into the front three, and again, this is the one where I've come into criticism from you lot this week for being so harsh on Hakim Ziyech. I just think that there are so many good attacking players on the bench who have the potential to offer more than what I've seen from Ziyech in the past two games. It's not hate, it's not me thinking he's not a good footballer or not addressing the minutes that he had where he did do good on the field. He was very good in that second half against Liverpool before he came off. I am going to start with Mason Mount, of course. He's the first name on the team sheet for me. He's a no-brainer to play. I think he's had a wonderful week again for Chelsea Football Club. Mason Mount starts, and then it's Havertz and Werner. I keep pushing this because I really want to see it. I think that Havertz will come in instead of Hakim Ziyech for this game, and I think it's A, because Ziyech's not been brilliant, he's not really set the world alight, and B, because I think Chelsea are going to need a bit of height in this game against a pretty tall Everton side. So Havertz will partner Timo Werner up front. I'm excited to see this one happen. I hope that it does. And I just think we need to change things. You know, Ziyech can come off the bench and change things in his own little magical way if Chelsea need him to do so. And if Havertz isn't playing well, I just really want to see Havertz back in the starting 11. I think his height and his ability to both score and create in and around the box could be key for Chelsea in this game. So that is my starting 11. I would love to know what your starting 11 is in the comments down below. After such a big win away at Liverpool this week, this was not the easiest one to predict. In terms of a score prediction that I know you guys are all going to be waiting for, I'm so impressed with the way that we've turned things around at Chelsea. I'm so impressed with our current defensive form, and I like the progress we made in that game against Liverpool in terms of the way we were trying to pursue attacks. So for that reason, I think we're going to create a lot more chances in this game against Everton. I think the confidence that we're playing with right now, even though our opponents are playing with a lot of confidence too, I think that Chelsea are going to win this one and we're going to put on a bit of a performance. I don't want to jinx things. I know that a lot of you guys like this whole jinx thing and you don't like it when I say we're going to win. But I just think we are. You know, this is like the GBFC channel. It's my score predictions and I think we're going to win this game 2-0. It would be a huge result. It would firmly cement our place back in the top 4. We've still got to look over our shoulder at West Ham. We've still got to look at Spurs. We've still got to look at Liverpool. Beating Everton certainly does not mean it's job done. We've got to continue building this momentum, continue going for victories, and I think we will get it at Stamford Bridge in this game. Thomas Tuchel remains unbeaten. Chelsea's train keeps on moving. The blue and white army of the German Thomas Tuchel steams on, and fingers crossed we get 3 points in this game tomorrow night. Thank you guys so much for watching. As I said at the beginning, make sure you submit your answers to the questions for GBFC Selects to be in with a chance of winning the £1,000. Hit the like button, see if we can hit 4,000 before kickoff, and let me know your score predictions down below. I'm nervous for this game, I'm not going to lie. Everton have been so good recently, I think this is going to be very tough, but I believe Chelsea can go ahead and win the game. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you tomorrow with the live stream for the Chelsea-Everton match. Catch you guys there. Come on, you Blues.